Let's go right into spinal cord breathing. The opportunity with spinal cord breathing is to play with the exhale. So have a little fun with that. You're going to take just an easy breath in, close the fist at the end, and then open, come to a closed position with your body where what you're doing is curling forward and you're helping your internal organs push your diaphragm up. So we're just helping with the exhale. So a breath in and a breath out. We're going to empty before we fill. So take a little bit of time to just empty out any residual from yesterday, from the night. Breath in. And a nice easy breath out. Just allowing the movement to help with the breath out. There's no work you have to do. If it feels comfortable, a little pause at the end of the exhale. Just touch that moment of silence when the breath stops. The movement draws the breath in. The movement helps the breath out. One more. Embrace the tree. We're going to stack our standing posture up. We'll visit this many times today. So begin by picking the toes up, spread them wide. Feel how that lifts the inner arches of the feet, and then allow the toes to come back down into the sand like gentle kickstands. Still feeling the inner arches, the outer arches of the feet lifting. The knees are soft. That allows the tailbone to drop towards the earth. So you feel this downward going movement. A strong footprint in the sand. And then we'll lift the shoulder blades up, set them on the back of the rib cage. So they rest in that middle position, not up, not down. The tongue is gentle on the roof of the mouth and the crown of the head goes skyward. And feel how that balances out the movement that's going down towards the earth with the movement going skyward. You've now stacked yourself up to a place where you can meet the breath. So just see where it is you're breathing in your body right now. And then with a breath in, draw energy in. Pull that energy down. Feel your footprint increase. Take a little wider stance. Knocking on the door of life. The version we'll do today is a weight shift. So the side that you're shifting to, you'll turn the opposite way. The movement comes from your feet, from your hips. Your arms are this reflection of that movement. They knock across your lower abdomen, your low back. Just feeling that weight shift. Feet and your hips driving the movement. Let's take that front hand now to knock on the lung points. Front of the shoulder, front of the chest. And realize how you can still keep the tailbone dropping towards the earth. And then let's take that knocking to the upper traps. Open the door for clear thinking today. One hand still knocking on the low back, the other reaching across the body, hitting the upper traps. And then back to the front of the shoulder, front of the chest. Back to the lower abdomen. Keep the weight center now over the feet and make your way to water waves. So we let go of the knocking and simply feel the air moving between the fingers. And come to our first Wuji stance. You can step the feet in, hip width apart, palms face towards the earth, and just connect again. Stack yourself up. The knees are soft, the tailbone drops, the crown of the head lifts skyward. Just opens the door for you to see a little more clearly, see a little more, feel a little more. And then let's come right to the kidneys, to the water element. We'll use this to both activate the body and cool the body. So we wake up kidney energy, just gentle knocking, going from the kidneys to the tailbone, back up to the kidneys. We're going to take that down the back of the legs and we're going to hang out down there for a moment. So let's slap down the back of the legs and then stay in that forward fold for a moment, just letting the hands rest on the ankles, picking the tailbone skyward, just a nice gentle stretch, releasing the back of the head so the crown of the head goes towards the earth. And then take that slapping up the inside of the legs. Nice firm knocking on the front of the hips. And then we're back to the kidneys. Waking up the cooling nature of the water element, taking that down the back of the legs, up the inside of the legs, firm knocking on the front of the hips. And one more time, kidneys. Down the back of the legs, up the inside of the legs, front of the hips. And then just let the hands rest over the front of the hips, sensing the leg gates being open. So feeling that little charge of energy into the legs. Let that charge take over the whole body. And then the thumbs come to the back. We're going to press in. Press the thumbs in as the hips come forward, and then release as the hips come back. It's just a nice, easy forward movement. You can travel up and down a bit with your thumbs. Hit a few different levels. Just helping the joints of your low back come into a little extension. Timing it with the breath. A breath in as the hips go back, a breath out as the hips go forward. Pause for a moment in the center, and let's reverse the breath cycle now. A breath in as your hips come forward, and a breath out as they come back. And release. A little wider stance now. We're going to move right into cloudy hands. Now, generally we'll save cloudy hands towards the end. It's a nice flowing movement. Intentionally this morning, what we're doing is pairing the water element with the heat fire element of summer. So we're just getting our bodies set right away to actually use the cooling properties with heat. This is our introduction. So cloudy hands, one hand creates space open heart center while the other hand connects to the earth. We shift one direction, shift towards the high arm, and then shift back. It's a breath into one direction and a breath out. A weight shift. Breath in and a breath out. In this movement, the inhale and the exhale are the same amount of time. What that does to the nervous system is it helps it reach a place of calm paired with alert. A great way to be in flow. So a breath in and a breath out. And now just visualize your ability to pair the water element with the heat of summer. Not so hard when you're standing on a beach in the summer sun. It's all here for you. Pause in the center, and then let's reverse the breath. So if you were taking a breath in to go this way, take a breath in to go this way now. Evenly pairing the breath in, breath out. And release. Let's step the feet in. We're going to take a lunge position. It's a 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. A very gentle, easy lunge. We're going to do heart to the sky, heart to the earth. A breathing exercise. So with the breath out, we hinge forward over the front hip, and with the breath in, open the chest. Breath out. And breath in. See if you can find your weight even between the front and the back leg. There'll be a tendency to put all your weight into the front leg. Just see what it feels like to try and keep the weight between the two. It's actually going to keep you from leaning forward and bring a little bit more just kind of up and down movement in. So we stay very centered, connected to the earth as we open and close. Breath in to open. Breath out to close. Connecting to the sky and connecting to the earth. And release. By late summer, we'll work a lot more of the connecting to earth practices in. So a breath out. And a breath in. We stay a little closer to the water element and the wood element in early summer. So the water element has a cooling, kind of controlling nature. The wood element, where we're moving next, has a creative or generative effect on the elements of fire, of passion, joy, compassion. And one more. And release. A wide leg stance. Our first horse stance. So the hands come together, the thumbs rest on the sternum. Before we drop the tailbone towards the earth a little bit more, create a gentle lift of your thumbs on the skin of your sternum, to acknowledge that upward going movement. And with that is an element of softness. So the softness is represented in the space, the tension between your palms, the space between your shoulder blades, your face, your breath. And once you've connected to that softness, allow the tailbone to drop. Just feeling the pairing between the work, the energy coming up through the legs, but still holding an awareness of the softness that can coexist. The breath is steady into the belly, in and out through the nose. Then we'll press the hands to the side, pivot the hands so that the fingers are running parallel to each other. One elbow high, the other low, and we turn to look the other direction. With a breath in, we come to the center, right where we started, and a breath out, press to the other side. Breath into the center, drop a little lower. Breath out to stand a little taller. Let's take this just slow and mindful. Asking yourself, where can I make things easier? Where can I let go of tension? And then feeling the natural tension that arises from doing the movement. So let go what you don't need, celebrate what's coming. So we're pairing the work with ease. Let's meet in the center. Hold here. And ignite the breath 3 times. Breath in. Index finger, thumb come together, breath out. Breath in. And a breath out. One more time. And release. Let's stand. Let's release a little tension in the body now. Let's go through all 3. We're going to do the water element, the wood element, and end with the fire. So water is a CHO, chew. So breath in through the nose, and a chew. 3 of those. Chew. 1 more. Chew. And now the wood element, an SH. Breath in through the nose. 3 of them. And the heart sound, HA. That's a nice one. Releasing that heat. And now just pause again in a Wuji stance. Check in with the vibration that's in your body right now. Let's open the side body, slapping from the armpit down to the hip. 3 times. Opening up the meridian lines associated with the liver, the wood element. And now we'll separate heaven and earth. One palm faces skyward with the base of the index finger pressing up. The other palm faces towards the earth, base of the index pressing down. So just think of separating the sky and earth with the base of your index finger. That's our breath in. With the breath out, we windmill the arms, condense the energy, and with the breath in, open again now to the other side. Breath out. Breath in. Stand a little taller with the breath in. Come down to a squat as you compress the energy with a breath out. Breath in. Using that breath in to help open the side body. Base of the index finger helping to create that force. One more time to each side. And let's meet back and embrace the tree. Immediately, you find yourself in this place where your tailbone drops, your toes relax, your face relax, the space between your shoulder blades is open and settled. And maybe your breath is a little lower now in the body. And let's again move to cloudy hands, evenly pairing the breath in and the breath out. The element of fire represents passion, joy, love, patience. And now let's meet in the center, creating a portal. So the index finger and the thumbs meet. The tailbone drops to create a body of integrity so that energy can both move into the heart center through the portal and move out from the heart center. Palms come together, and let's magnify the heat. We're going to create a little bit of heat before we cool it down again. As you connect to that heat that's building between the palms of the hands, now take that heat to the eye socket. So your hands rest right in front of the eyes. And feel how your eyes immediately relax from that heat from the palms of your hands. And then with a breath in, gather energy. You're like, I can't see, my hands are in front of my face. And with a breath out, let it come down. And then we're going to shake the wrists. Palms facing skyward. Feel free to bump into the emotional element of what it feels like to actually let go of the wrists. Frequently there's a bit of vulnerability with it. And then shake the other direction. Palms face towards the earth. Then let's knock them together. The front of the wrist associated with the heart. The back of the wrist, our immune system. This is a way to open the heart and protect. Switch. And release. Without allowing the wrists to touch, we cross, pull out to the collarbones, and release. So we've opened up these meridians in the arms associated with the heart element. And so now just flow with it for a moment. A breath in, alternating which wrist is in front, and a breath out to release. Standing a little taller on the breath in. Feeling your footprint increase with the breath out. With a breath in, we come up the center, and a breath out, shift to the side to release. Breath into the center, and a breath out. In addition to cultivating and letting heart energy flow, The weight shift gives us a chance to also balance activity from the right and the left side of the brain. We'll meet in the center and come back to your portal. Tailbone drops, energy magnifies. And release. Zen circles. So one hand comes to rest at the low back. We're going to take a little trip back to the water element. And the other hand paints a circle. The circle starts out small. There's a hinging at the hips. And as we get the movement down, we start to explore the edges of it. So allow yourself to come into a little bit more of a forward bend. So we're opening up the lines of tension with the hamstrings. Painting this circle with the palm of the hand. Feel one hamstring, then the other hamstring. And now allow that movement to condense. So we let go of the hip hinging. The circle becomes tighter. Circle becomes a little quicker. It's unpaired from the breath. The breath is independent, slow, steady, easy, until the hand rests in front of the abdomen, fingers pointing skyward. Connecting the energy between the front hand and the back hand. And then switch. Begin to paint your circle, connecting to the palm of your hand. So we're connecting the element of fire with a water element. Imagine dipping down into a pond. And then as you come up, that water flows into the heart center. A breath out to come down, and a breath in to come up. The weight is even between the right and the left foot. And then condense your circle. You can let go of the hip hinging, unpair the breath with the movement. So the breath stays steady. The movement picks up until that hand rests in front of the abdomen. Connecting the energy between your front and your back hand. And let's take the blue dragon flowing movement. So the blue dragon, with the breath in, the palms meet, we connect to heart center. Then we bring that to the heart center. The fingertips turn to point away, we pierce the veil, and then we reflect back on ourselves, palms facing towards our heart center. Draw that energy in. Extend the index finger and thumb as we press forward. Gather earth energy. Little fingers come together. And again, we reflect back on the heart. Wrists cross. We press out to the side. Index finger and thumb extended. And that's the flow. Breath in, palms come together. We're going to hold that breath in as we come to the heart center, and a breath out as we pierce the veil. Hold the breath out as we reflect back. Breath in, breath out. Breath in to scoop up earth energy. Hold that breath in as you allow your heart to see its reflection in the mirror. And with a breath out, cross the wrists, press out. Breath in. Hold the breath in. And with a breath out, pierce the veil. Reach into places you don't otherwise see and then reflect back, holding at the end of the breath out. A breath in. Index finger and thumb extend, breath out. Scoop up. Hold at the top of the breath in and reflect back. Breath out. Beautiful. Breath in. Hold. Breath out. Reflect back, hold. Breath in. Breath out. Scoop up, breath in, and hold. And release. One more time. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Hold the breath in. Breath out. And now take just a moment, palms facing outward, to drop the tailbone. Allow the crown of the head to go skyward, the tongue rests gently on the roof of the mouth. Your palms right now are amazing portals into the heart center. So just feel the warmth of the palms and the soles of the feet connecting to the sand. Charging the body with the elements of fire. And release. Let's take the heart sound 3 times. So a breath in through the nose and a HA sound. And just check in. So one more flowing movement. We're going to take the element of fire, the heart energy, and build some protection around it. This is grasping the bird's tail. With a breath in, we open. And then with a breath out, we come to a protected position where the middle finger points to the inside of the elbow. And we take that, rotate the body, gather some extra energy from places we don't see, press that forward, draw back in, and then release it with a wave motion. And then begin again, breath in. Switch hands now. Middle finger comes to the inside of the elbow. We rotate the body, gather some extra energy, press that energy forward, bring it back, only to let it go. Breath in. Come to our protected position. Turn to gather energy. Play with that energy. Draw that energy in and release it. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Wave it out. One more time. Breath in. 2 more times will do, so we get even protection on both sides. I don't want to leave you hanging. Last one. And release. How about a little flying before we center? We'll take just an even stance, hip width apart. Breath in, the arms come up, and a breath out, we release. Breath in, we stand a little taller. Breath out, release. Feel the lightness, the levity, and then connecting to the earth. Now start to slow the exhale just a bit. Effortless inhale, and then just enjoy a little bit longer exhale. You can be a little fascinated by how as you extend the exhale, your footprint just becomes more and more connected with the earth. Effortless inhale, luxurious exhale. Last one. And we'll step the feet together. One hand rests under the lower abdomen. Gather energy. Bring that energy down the center of the body, releasing tension in the mind. Pause at the heart. For a moment, feel heart energy build. And then release that towards the earth. Breath in. Clearing tension in the mind, pausing at the heart. And release. One more to each side without the pause. Breath in. Release. Breath in. Release. Feet come together. Big toes can gently touch. Little space between the heels. Yeah, you have to kind of kick your sand mound out of the way. Hands rest over the lower abdomen. The tailbone continues to enjoy dropping towards the earth. And as you feel that deep-rooted connection that extends well beyond your feet contacting the sand, feel how that gives you the freedom to allow your upper body to rock and sway. Bamboo in the wind or kelp in the ocean. And take this alivened heart energy into your weekend. Happy weekend, everyone. Thank you for your practice.